Hello everyone and welcome back to another installment of Let's Play Dragon Age Origins. Last we left off, Zevran was finally opening up to us about, well, what he was doing in Ferelden in the first place. And you fell in love.
Rina was special. I had closed off my heart, I thought. But she touched something within me. It frightened me. When Taliesin revealed to me that Rina had accepted a bribe from the merchant, told him of our plan, I readily agreed that she needed to pay the price and allowed Taliesin to kill her. Rina begged me not to. On her knees, with tears in her eyes, she told me that she loved me and had not betrayed us. I laughed in her face and said that even if it were true, I didn't care.
But that wasn't true.
I convinced myself it was. Taliesin cut her throat, and I watched her bleed as she stared up at me. I spat on her for betraying the crows. When Taliesin and I finally assassinated the merchant, we found the true source of his information. Rina had not betrayed us, after all.
I'm so sorry.
I wanted to tell the crows what we had done, our mistake. Taliesin convinced me not to. He said it would be a foolish waste. So we reported that Rina had died in the attempt. We needn't have bothered. The crows knew what we had done. The master who disliked me told me so to my face. He said the crows knew, and they didn't care. And one day, my turn would come.
Why would he do that?
To rub it in my face, perhaps. That I was nothing. That she was nothing. You once asked why I wanted to leave the crows. In truth, what I wanted was to die. What better way than to throw myself at one of the fabled Grey Wardens? And then, this happened, and here I am.
That is awful, Zevran. I'm so sorry.
It feels good to speak of it to someone. I swore I never would. Whatever it is I sought by leaving Antiva, I think I have found it. I owe you a great deal.
You bet your ass you do. No, I'm glad to have you with me.
Let us return to your mission, shall we? Suddenly I do not feel like standing about.
So, yeah, that's why Zevran decided to come after us, one of the fabled Grey Wardens. He had hoped that we would kill him, and what's not really expressly said there is the fact that we spared him intrigued him enough that he wanted to follow us around. And I love the subtlety of that. No, does he have anything else to say?
Your wish?
Care to answer some questions?
Whatever you'd like to ask.
And that's that for that. That's that for that. That.
Your wish?
I want to discuss something personal.
Again? I'm game.
Never mind. And you know what? It's having that conversation with him, seeing him finally serious and grounded and moderately mature, that, well, that's the reason why I'm actually having one of my other characters, whoa, hey, what was that? Anyway, a Dalish elf romance him, because, like, that's a serious flip from what we've seen him for, like, the rest of the game. Anyway, does Shale have anything to say?
I am listening.
I have some questions.
It doesn't have better things to do.
Let's move on. Okay.
On then.
She doesn't. And more again.
Do you realize that you've been smiling for hours now?
Oh! Have I?
Since the last time you and that fool Alistair shot glances at each other, in fact. He must be pleasant enough in bed, for surely I cannot imagine anyone enduring his conversation.
I love a lot of these answers. He's an idiot, but he's my idiot. I happen to love him, you know. That's none of your business, Morgan, and we get along well enough in that department, thank you. But I'm gonna go with, Oh, you have no idea.
I see. Glad to hear it then. 'Tis a bit sickening to watch you two, but I imagine it at least takes your mind from our situation. Have it your way.
Yeah, she says, yeah. She's at least impressed that, at least he's fun in bed. Anyway.
What comes, my friend?
Oh, I'd like to ask you something.
So, full of questions, are you?
I never asked her this. Is Flemish really what she seems to be?
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
A nutty old bat.
Sometimes I do wonder the very same thing. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
This is a long conversation. I'm more interested in the truth.
I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
That sounds interesting.
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful, a fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
A series of lots of talkie videos. Just how long ago was this?
Many centuries, before this land was even named Ferelden. The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conabar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conabar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conabar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
And if you want approval, I don't really need it at this point, but it seems like a fair deal.
Aye, it was. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement in the first place. All would have been well had Lord Conabar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess.
Oh.
Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
She spoke to spirits? Or demons?
Spirits first, and 'twas they who slew Conabar. Flemeth did not turn to the demon until much later. Lord Conabar's allies chased Flemeth, you see, chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Cormac is a revered hero, I understand. Which she never invaded, or he never defeated her.
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
How is it that Flemeth has survived? We know the answer to that question!
The demon within her has transformed her into something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her.
And I'm out of time for this installment of Let's Play Dragon Age Origins. I'm going to finish this conversation with Morrigan in the next installment of Let's Play Dragon Age Origins. Hope to see you then.